Hi everyone, welcome to Draw What I Want, a channel where I learn how to draw and I share my experience with you all. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. In today's video, I'm going to be learning how to draw constructing with cubes. So this is a continuation of my learning journey using the book from Mark Kistler, 30, You Can Draw in 30 Days. So far we've done, lessons like drawing with cubes and spheres and all the kind of stuff. So this is where the lessons are going into using what we've learned or I've learned, like drawing cubes to construct and draw real world objects, basically. So the exciting stuff, basically. So, okay. As always, I'm going to be using my sketchbook, pencil, eraser, sharpener. I've already sharpened my pencils, so I won't need probably that. So I'm just going to open that. I'm going to be using this page. This is the drawing that I've done in my previous videos. If you wanted to have a look how I challenged myself to draw a teacup, please do have a look my previous two videos because I split it in two parts. Okay, so because I'm a left-hander, to make sure that whenever I draw on this page, to make sure that I don't smudge the left side, I'm just gonna use a plain white piece of paper to lean on. Okay, let's begin. If you are learning to draw as well, please feel free to follow along, or just feel free just to kind of watch, see how I learn, how I put the knowledge onto paper, how I make mistakes. Maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Hopefully see how I improve, how I develop, and everything in between. Lovely. So, okay, let's have a look. Okay, so we'll begin by drawing a cube very, very lightly, and then draw a guide dot in the middle of the bottom line of the cube on the right side. And then we will draw a very light vertical line up from this guide dot. This will be our guide to creating the roof of the house. Okay, so we'll just focus on drawing these three. Okay, so we'll do I'll start from here because I think if we're gonna have a roof, I'm just gonna give enough space at the top. So we'll draw a cube. Start. Just going to do it like that. Okay, and then we've got the dot on this side here, and we'll do a line straight up to here, and we'll use these lines as a reference. So for example, like that, and then like that for the roof. Okay, next, connect the front slopes of the roof. Notice how the near slope is longer than the far side. This is a perfect example of how size and placement create depth. The near part of the roof is longer to make it appear larger and to create the illusion that it is closer to your eye. Okay, let's have a look. So Okay, got it. So it's this side, and then this one is longer. I'm just gonna put this aside. Using the lines you have already drawn as a guide, draw the top of the roof, being very careful not to angle this line too high. So this is what we're aiming for, and he's saying us not to make it too high, sorry. This is a problem many students initially have with this lesson. To avoid this, consciously and specifically refer back to your first lines drawn in direction northwest. Yeah, so he's always kind of referring to using the lines as reference. So for example, this one and this one. So this is what we're going to do. Because everything is parallel. Yeah, I see what he means. But I think of these lines of no phrase. So I'll leave it as it is for now, and then we'll see how it goes. Draw the far side of the roof by matching the slant of the front edge. When I draw houses, I have found that slanting the far edge of the roof a little less than the near edge helps the illusion. This is just a peek at the visual illusion of two-point perspective. We'll do more with the law of perspective in later chapters. I just wanted to whet your appetite for new challenging drawing lessons. Look at how fascinating it is to see the house lined up with drawing compass directions. So basically he's just telling us all this. Okay. So we've got that one. That one needs to be parallel as well. Okey-doke. Yeah, I think it's a little bit higher, so I'll leave it as it is for now, because we can practice a few houses. Okay. And what do we need to do now? Matching the slant of the front edge. When I draw house, okay. I'm just looking what he's saying to us. Good analogy similarly, but I think we need to. So look, draw the horizon line above the house. Clean up your drawing by erasing the extra guidelines. So we can get rid of some of the lines. So for example, these lines we can get rid of. These lines we can get rid of. Lovely. And now, what are we doing next? So draw the horizon line above the house and position your light source. So just at the top and the right side. So the horizon will be here, the horizon line. And then the light source will be on the right side, the sun. And then we just need to add some shadings. And because the roof is going to look like this, he's basically saying is using the lines you have already drawn in direction northwest as reference, sketching light guidelines on the roof for shingles. So for this one, darkening the shadow along the base of the roof. Let's have a look. So this is where our little darks. Then a little bit here. So we're leaving that one, that's going to be for the door, and then we just need to draw a few lines here. So yeah, see, it's a little bit uneven there. Okay, and then complete the simple house with shingles, drawing the near shingles larger and reducing the shingles inside as they move toward the far side of the roof. Like that, and then just a little bit from this side. Lovely. And then we need to draw a door and the window. So let's just have a look. What's it saying? Draw the vertical lines of the door matching the vertical. So we need to get rid of this. So that's the line. Okay, so draw the windows, keeping your lines parallel to the outer wall edges. Let's do the window first. This, when it comes to like drawing doors, it always really messes up with my brain. You know, the illusion that it's sideways, but it's not. It really confuses me. But because he's saying to use the side lines as reference, it does make it easier, but it's still, it does confuse me, I'm not going to lie. But I think the door was meant to be that line there. Let me just erase this. So double bear. So that will be the door. We can erase this one now as well. I'm just saying how he's added here like a little person. Yeah, I'm not gonna get to that point yet. It's a little bit advanced for me for the time being. But now he's saying basically to add thickness to the window and door, complete the drawing with shading. Nice work, you have drawn a nice little house. But when he says add thickness, so it's basically just those extra lines, like you can enter it. Another thing that confuses me. So we'll do that. Like that, and then the door. So we'll do the shadows there. That's as far as I'll go. Oh, like that. Yeah, that's as far as I'll go. Okay, so what else? The inside of the house, so just a little bit there. So, okay, wait. So over here, and it joins this one. Illusion. And then, so we just need to raise this one a little bit, because that's an entrance. Yeah, I think when I look at it, obviously it looks one way, but then when I look at it like through the camera on the phone and comparing it to the book, I mean, it does look similar. Obviously, some lines aren't straight or anything like that, but I think from the first attempt, it looks all right. It looks interesting. So, yes, I think that top line definitely needs to be a little bit lower, because it looks like the roof is like falling forward, if that makes sense. So it needs to be pulled back a little bit. So I guess that's where the illusion comes from. Like if you do the line a little bit lower, it feels like it's pulling the roof backwards. It is amazing now, I find how different techniques make such a big difference to how a drawing looks. Yeah, it's amazing. Guys, by the way, if you have been drawing this as well, please do let me know in the comments how did you find it? Did you find it challenging? Have you ever drawn anything like this before? Do you find it easy? And also, if you have any tips, advice, or if you just, happy to share your experience, please do comment, obviously in the comments below the video. It would be really, really great to find out how everybody else is kind of experiencing it. And as I always say in my previous videos, it would be really great to build a community, of people who are learning how to draw, and just to share our experiences, what's been challenging, what's been easy, just to share like tips, advice for everybody else to use, and just to kind of see each other grow and develop throughout this journey. Because as I say, it's always better to do it with others rather than on your own. And just have a bit of fun and, joy along the way as well. Just, kind of not taking it too seriously, having a laugh at your own mistakes or the doodles that you've made. Yeah, so don't be afraid. Please share in the comments. I'd love to know. All right, so what else? I think in that book, there is a bonus challenge that Mark, the artist, is asking for us to do, like, for example, to draw a mailbox using the same kind of method. And then he was just showing a student example. So yeah, but I will do another video as always where I just literally focus on practicing what's been learned, just to kind of solidify it, solidify the knowledge. I'm just thinking, because I mean I could try and draw a few here, but I think for today's video it's already enough. And then next we will be doing advanced level houses. So yeah, it's exciting to start putting kind of the techniques that we've learned from the book into being able to draw the real world objects. So yeah, exciting. So let me just sign this. Using cubes. Lovely. So that's it, and I think that's it for today. That's it for today's video. I don't want to put too much pressure, not, nice and short and easy, just a little bit, because yeah, some of the, like for example, the video that I did yesterday was so long, like almost, it was pretty much an hour and a half. And it was getting to a point where I've kind of exhausted my energy a little bit, and not my energy, but also the phone's energy, the charger, everything was like running out of battery and everything. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep it nice and short. So as I say, this is my house, this is Mark's house, and I look forward to seeing what your house looks like. All right then. Well, again, thank you so much for joining. If you did enjoy this video, if you found it useful in any way, please do consider letting me know in the comments again. Please do consider liking the video and maybe also subscribing to the channel as well. All right then. Well, have a lovely rest of the day, everybody, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.